Number 10. The FJ bumps. You're typing away on your keyboard, fingers flying across the keys like a concert pianist who's had a few too many energy drinks. But have you ever actually looked at the F and J keys? Go on. Do it. I'll wait. Notice those tiny little bumps? They're not a manufacturing defect, a tiny typo by some keyboard factory worker, or a cruel joke played on your fingertips. Those aren't just decorative lumps. They're the secret keys to the universe of touch typing. They're called home row keys, and those little bumps are there so you can find your way back without having to look down. Your index fingers are supposed to rest on those bumps, giving your brain a tactile anchor point to know where every other key is. It's a subtle piece of design genius that's been there this whole time, quietly guiding your chaotic digital life. Without those bumps, you'd be looking down at your keyboard like confused caveman staring at a smartphone for the first time. It's a beautiful, understated tribute to the power of muscle memory, and a reminder that some of the most useful things in our lives are so simple, so obvious, we completely miss them. Number 9. The tiny pocket on jeans. Look down at your jeans. Or, just imagine them if you're not wearing any. There's the big main pockets, and then there's that tiny little one that's barely big enough to hold a single quarter. What's that for? A miniature wallet for your miniature money? A safe house for a single tic-tac? Nope. That tiny, useless-looking pocket has a surprisingly badass history. It was originally designed by Levi Strauss for cowboys in the 1800s to hold their pocket watches. Back then, pocket watches were a status symbol and a necessary tool, and this tiny pocket kept them safe from getting jostled and broken while riding a horse. So next time you find yourself trying to cram a key fob or a handful of coins into that little pocket, just remember you're attempting to fill a hole in history. A hole that was once home to a finely crafted timepiece, not a chewed-up stick of gum. Basically, you've been using a cowboy's watch holder as a coin catch-all this entire time, and you didn't even know it. Number 8. The hole in pen caps. You know what I'm talking about. Almost every single Bic-style pen cap has a hole in the top. For most of your life, you probably thought this was a way to prevent the pen from drying out. A tiny air circulation portal for the ink. It's not. The real reason is morbidly simple and a little terrifying. It's a safety feature. If you, or more likely a small child, were to accidentally swallow the pen cap and it got lodged in your windpipe, that tiny hole would still allow for some airflow. It wouldn't be a great situation, mind you, but it could buy a few precious moments before it becomes a real emergency. It's a somber, silent piece of industrial design that was born out of a real-world problem. It's a little like a tiny plastic guardian angel built into a piece of disposable plastic. So next time you absent-mindedly chew on your pen cap while you're trying to figure out a tough problem, just remember that little hole is there to save your life. Number 7. The hole in a lollipop stick. You just finished a lollipop and you're staring at the hollow plastic stick. What's the deal with that little hole at the end? Is it a whistle? A tiny high-pitched flute for ants? Some kind of weird straw? It's none of those things. It's actually a clever piece of food engineering genius that you probably never thought about. When a lollipop is being made, the molten candy is poured into a mold. The stick is then pressed into the still soft candy. The candy flows into that little hole, creating a small, solid anchor that holds the candy to the stick. Without that hole, the lollipop head could easily pop off and become a choking hazard. So that tiny hole is the only thing preventing you from being a grown adult who gets hit in the face by a rogue candy missile. It's a small detail, but it's the only thing that keeps your sugary sphere from becoming a projectile. Number 6. The little arrow on the gas gauge. If you've ever driven a car that wasn't your own, you've probably had that moment of panic at the gas station. You pull up to the pump, get out of the car, and then realize you have no idea which side the gas tank is on. You're forced to do the frantic peek and guess dance, a truly embarrassing moment for any adult. But there's a secret, a tiny arrow right next to the gas pump icon on your dashboard. That little arrow points to the side of the car where the gas cap is located. It's a subtle, brilliant piece of design that was added to cars to prevent this very moment of public shame. It's a little like a secret cheat code for adulthood, a tiny beacon of hope in a world of confusion. It's a simple, elegant solution to a problem that's existed for as long as cars have had gas tanks. You're welcome. Number 5. The fifth pocket in jeans. We talked about the tiny front pocket, but what about the little fifth pocket on the back of your jeans? You know the one. It's right above your right back pocket. It's too small for a phone, too big for a coin, and too awkwardly placed for anything really useful. So why is it there? It's a throwback to the days of cowboys and pocket watches. This little pocket, which is often called a watch pocket or a cinch pocket, was originally designed to hold a pocket watch and a chain to attach to a belt loop. So while you may be using it to hold a single tic-tac, or maybe just to make your jeans look a little bit more fashionable, you're actually paying homage to the cowboys of old. A small but important reminder of where we came from. Number 4, the extra shoelace hole. Take a look at your sneakers. Not the fancy ones, just your average pair of running shoes. Notice that extra shoelace hole on the side near the ankle that you probably never use? You probably think it's a backup, a stylistic choice, or a place to store a stray paperclip. But it's actually there to save your ankles from the treacherous path of a long-distance run. That extra hole is there so you can create what's known as a heel lock, which helps to keep your foot from sliding around inside your shoe. By lacing your shoe through that hole, you can create a tight loop that pulls your heel firmly into the shoe, preventing blisters and discomfort. It's a small piece of design, but it's the difference between a comfortable run and a trip to the podiatrist. So next time you're lacing up your shoes, try using that extra hole. You might just find yourself a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more grateful for the tiny details that make our lives better. Number 3, the raised dot on your phone. Pick up your phone. No, not that one, the one with the little raised dot on the back of the case. No, wait, that's not it. Okay, fine. Put the phone down. Let's talk about the little raised dots on the backs of some phones. They're a mystery. We don't know what they're for. It's a total mystery. No, I'm just kidding. The real reason is actually kind of brilliant. The little raised dots on the back of some phones are there to prevent the phone's camera lens from getting scratched when you lay it down on a flat surface. They're a tiny, subtle buffer between your phone and the outside world. It's a small detail, but it's a testament to the fact that engineers are constantly thinking about the little things that we don't. It's a tiny, almost invisible piece of design that's been protecting your expensive piece of technology this entire time, and you didn't even know it. Basically, your phone has a tiny plastic bodyguard that you've been ignoring this entire time. Number 2, the circle on your laptop charger. You're at a coffee shop trying to get some work done when you realize your laptop charger is all tangled up. You probably think that's just a part of life, a cruel joke played on you by the universe. But there's a secret, a little cylinder on your laptop charger cord. What is it? A tiny digital donut for your laptop? A weird plastic paperweight? Nope. That little cylinder is a ferrite bead, and it's there to prevent your laptop from getting interfered with by all the other electronics in the room. It's a tiny little shield that's protecting your laptop from all the electromagnetic noise in the world. It's a small piece of design that's been there this entire time, quietly doing its job. It's the silent hero of your digital life, and you didn't even know it. So next time your laptop charger is tangled, you can thank that little cylinder for keeping your laptop safe from the chaotic digital world around it. Number 1, the hole in the airplane window. You're on a plane, cruising at 35,000 feet, and you're bored. So you do what any normal person does. You stare out the window. You're looking at the clouds, the sun, and the tiny world below. But have you ever noticed that there's a tiny hole at the bottom of the inner window pane? You probably thought it was a tiny crack, a design flaw, or a tiny invisible camera. It's none of those things. The real reason is a little more scientific and a lot more reassuring. The tiny hole is called a bleed hole, and it's there to regulate the cabin pressure. The airplane window is actually made of 3 panes: an outer pane, a middle pane, and an inner pane. The outer pane takes all the pressure from the outside world, and the inner pane is just there to protect the middle pane. The little hole is there to allow air to flow between the inner and middle panes, which ensures that the outer pane takes all the pressure. It's a tiny, elegant piece of engineering that's the only thing keeping you from being sucked out of the plane at 500 miles an hour. It's a small detail, but it's the difference between a comfortable flight and a terrifying, catastrophic disaster. It's basically a tiny scientific bodyguard that you've been ignoring this entire time.